Arul, should we get started?
Yes, Lordship.
Let's get started. So we'll finish on time. Everybody is assembled.
Yeah, Lordship. Yeah. Good evening to one and all. We begin today's program with a welcome address. I welcome the Vice Chairperson of the E-Committee, Mr. Justice R.C. Chavan, to welcome one and all.
The chairperson of the E-Committee and Judge of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Dr. Justice Chandrachud, Honorable Chief Justices and Chairpersons of Computer Committees of the High Courts, Honorable Justice Madan Gokur, former Judge of Supreme Court of India and former Chairman of the E-Committee, Honorable Justice Yashwant Verma, and Honorable Justice Nitin Zamdar, Honorable Justice Girish Kulkarni, Shri Barun Mitra, Secretary, Department of Justice, Shri Kalgaonkar, Secretary General of the Supreme Court, Mrs. Nita Verma, Director General of the NIC, Deputy Director Generals, the other supporters from NIC and members of the E-Committee and friends. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you at this inaugural of the website of the E-Committee. The Honorable Chairperson observed that in the absence of a platform for providing information about all activities, projects and decisions of the E-Committee, sometimes members of the E-Committee themselves or the chairpersons of computer committees of the high courts had to search for information. Also for the common man for whom the whole endeavor is meant, which has been repeatedly emphasized by the Honorable Chairperson, that we are here for the common man. So common man had no means of knowing about the activities of the E-Committee. This gave birth to the idea of having a website where not only will the information be provided, but which will open a channel for exchange of ideas. This website is the result of untiring efforts of Justice Yashwant Verma and Justice Nitin Zamdar, who spent hours in reviewing and correcting the content. After their busy day in the court, they would smilingly join meetings for discussing the content, the look, the layout of the website with a team of officers from the NIC, led by Deputy Director General Mrs. Mishra. Advocate Rahul Prajaj and Aishwarya from the Chairperson's office lent a helping hand in ensuring that the website satisfied accessibility issues and was also user-friendly. And at the backbone of the efforts was our member, Ms. Arulmozhi Segvi, and Ashish Shiradunker, Senior Technical Director of NIC Pune. Of course, under the discerning eye of the Honorable Chairperson. The whole team will be eagerly awaiting responses of stakeholders and common man to ensure that the website achieves the object with which it has been created. With this, I welcome all of you and hope that you like the website. Thank you.
Thank you, Lordship. Now it's my pleasure to invite the Director General of NIC, Dr. Nita Verma, for the presentation regarding the features of the new website.
Thank you. Good evening. As we all know, ICT E-Committee has been leading the application of ICT in functioning of courts, delivery of services to citizens as well as to all other stakeholders and everybody in the ecosystem, including lawyers, advocates, and as well as honorable judges. And we at NIC are very truly honored for having this opportunity to work under the direction of ICT committee and be part of this journey. I have a small presentation I'll just share to highlight the features of.
No, not the site. It's showing the site on presentation.
I hope my screen is viewable to all. So as you know, over the time, beginning from CIS system, from subordinate districts and subordinate courts to high courts to a number of mobile apps in the last 2 years we had released, and now the most transformational thing is virtual courts, which is really becoming very, very a lot of services to citizens, but also changing the way courts function, and particularly very useful in this COVID time. So this website, as Justice Chavan has already said, will basically make all the entire ecosystem aware of the various ICT-led initiatives of the e-committee, and will also provide a direct access to whether it is mobile apps or IT systems, because we feel by this we will be able to make more and more people aware of using these various tools and applications at the same time. Driven by the agenda of e-committee, this e-committee's website is also made using one state-of-art framework which is built by an IC team under Alka's direction, which is called SWAS, basically where secure, sugamya, and scalable website is available to you as a service. Let me just try and explain you what do I mean by this. See, typically when you design or you take any initiative of launching a website, you basically begin from design, where you have to work for information architecture, user interface. Then you go to development stage, and where again you have to do a number of steps like choosing technology, then doing a programming, then migrating the content to it, testing it, doing a security audit before you really make it live, and then you have to make your server ready, deploy code, then eventually you have to get quality certification, and then you get into maintenance. So all these steps with a small or big site actually has to go through. But when you use SWAS framework, it just reduces the 5 simple steps. There are pre-designed themes. You have to just choose which theme suits your content. If needed, you can customize that theme to more to really suit your requirements at a granularity level. You migrate the content, make it live, and by just filling one form, you also get your certification for the quality certification of the website. So from this big cycle, you are now only left to do these 3 steps: customize theme, migrate content, go live, and get your quality certification. So it is in a way has redefined the way website used to be developed in the time to come. And the underlying technology which is really making it possible is the cloud technology, because where all these resources and everything is automatically provisioned. So like, it's kind of everything is a service, is a new bandwagon as far as technology-led era is concerned. And this is where the website is as a service made available. These are the various themes from which one can choose and further customize this on this framework. Coming to the various features of this new website, which is due for launch today, let me try and demonstrate to you instead of running it through. But broadly speaking, it's on a secure, scalable, and sugamya website, compliant with national standards. It is accessible to specially abled people, to whom we, as led by our Prime Minister, we call Divyangjan. Displays correctly on all devices. I'll just demonstrate these things. Secure. It has a very easy to use content management system. Automatic updates to technology. You really do not need to worry if there is any security patch has come or some technology has become obsolete. All that is just not your concern. The team at the back will keep updating the technology as it goes. And it has a potential to make site in 17 different languages. So it has, you just have to prepare your content in multi-language. Technology is already enabled. Let me just try an example. Now, if you see this site today, this is its view captured live in mobile phone. This is on a tablet or a iPad kind of a thing. And this is how it looks on a desktop. So any kind of a device, it automatically arranges its dimensions and gives you a same experience across different sizes and different form factors. This is where on the top, I mean, if it is multi-language, you can see this bar is a permanent thing on the website. And here it is in English. But when you click, it can, as you will start adding the content, these languages, it is already enabled. And this will start coming, and you can choose any language and start browsing site in that particular language. This is where it has a comprehensive search right here. It is the same bar as I had showed you earlier. If you just click this particular icon and type anything which you are looking for, and as you can see, I have typed data grid, and I am able to see all these results which are more relevant: National Judicial Data Grid, National Judicial Data Grid for high courts, and so on and so forth. This is something where as we will keep adding content, even navigation of content and finding out what is available, search is one mechanism. This is where you could it's like a table of content or an index to a book. So this is, again, it is there, and this need not be generated. It automatically gets created. You don't have to really be updating every time. Often we see with websites, when it is launched, there is a very nicely drawn sitemap, but as the content is added, people often forget to update this, and then it becomes obsolete and becomes more of a deterrent than really a facility. But in this particular technology, it gets, as you add content, it keeps getting updated on its own. This is where, supposing you have, it also has embedded with all the social media channels, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. So any page or any content on the site, in case you would like to share on your social media channel, or you would like to share with your friends, all these buttons are there. Or even if you would like to print it, it's all available at one place, and it's available across all pages. You simply click on any of this, and you can just go and share it on whichever medium you would like it to be shared. As I said, this site is also Sugamme. That means people who have special ability, specially abled, how will they be able to access? They should have the same experience as any one of us has. So it can be, by just clicking these buttons, it can be resized to a smaller font or to a higher font. As we grow old, the vision problem, low vision, people have low vision. Otherwise, also we would like to see in a larger font. So all those facilities are there. A plus goes to higher font, A minus to smaller fonts. And these two buttons also give you a contrast. You can also increase the contrast. Sometimes there's a contrast problem in the vision. So even that could be adjusted. I will just show you a small demonstration of this. If you look at it here, it was a lower size font in this. And as I increase the font, same thing, the font size is just by clicking on those A plus and A minus. Similarly, if you choose contrast, this is a black background is a black background with yellow is a high contrast, and this one is a normal contrast. So depending on how it's more convenient for you to read, you could always set these things. And once you set, and as you browse across, the setting continues to be there across your entire website. So in nutshell, I like to say that this website of e-committee is built on state-of-art technology stack. It's highly scalable, it's accessible, it's secure, and it's compliant to be multilingual in all 77 languages. So it is in process at this point of time. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and it was really an honor for us to be part of this exercise. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. It's my privilege now to invite Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and the chairperson of the E-Committee to launch the new website of the E-Committee, Supreme Court of India. I now invite the chairperson of the E-Committee to make the inaugural address.
Namaste, good evening. Honorable Chief Justices of the High Courts, chairpersons of the computer committees of the High Courts, my very distinguished predecessor, Justice Madan Lokur, who has also joined us this evening, distinguished Attorney General for India, Shri K.K. Venugopal, the Secretary of the Department of Justice, Mr. Barun Mitra, Director General of the NIC, Ms. Neeta Verma, Deputy Director General Alka Mishra ji, Ashish Shiradhonkar of the team NIC, Vice Chairperson of the E-Committee, Justice R.C. Chavan, and all the members of the E-Committee, Secretary General of the Supreme Court, Mr. Sanjeev Kalgaonkar, and all of you judges and invitees who are very graciously present here this afternoon. The purpose of launching an E-Committee website is to put forth the E-initiative of this committee, which is, of course, the arm of the Supreme Court of India, under the E-Courts project, at the command of every citizen. The idea is to have a citizen-centric website which gives every citizen of the nation, researchers both India and abroad, easy access to all the initiatives of the E-Committee. It's a storehouse of data, it's a storehouse of information, and it has cross-linkages with other sites of the court system as well as of the government. The Director General mentioned that this is, SUA stands for Secure, Scalable and Sugamya. I think that is the essence of this whole project. It is secure, scalable and Sugamya in the sense it does not require any technical or coding knowledge, and anyone can manage the website contents. The website has an easy-to-use content management system for publishing information, and all technical aspects are really taken care of by the back office, by the Central SWAS technical team. The website, as we have seen in the demonstration by the DGNIC, is responsive, which means that it will consistently display on all devices like phones, tablets, laptops, PCs, providing a better navigational experience to citizen users. It has a modern user interface and an intuitive navigation. The website, significantly, is based on free and open source software, which is one of the underlying principles of the Government of India insofar as the ICT initiatives are concerned, and which the E-Committee has adopted from day one of its existence. Namely, everything that we do must be on free and open source software, which not only results in a minimization of costs because it is free and open source, but it promotes transparency. That is, I think, the key of our operations. It is scalable. The framework is secure and is hosted on the NIC cloud, which is called Meghraj Cloud. I would only request that at some stage we must rename Meghraj Cloud as Megh Kanya Cloud, in keeping with the ethos which we are moving to. The idea is to ensure the availability of up-to-date information to visitors on a 24/365 basis. We have a disaster recovery facility which has also been provisioned. SUAS has been appreciated and awarded both nationally and internationally for its innovative features. Before I requested the DGNIC, I myself spent several evenings trying to navigate various district websites, the district collectors' websites on SUAS to actually see how easy it is. There are more than 640 websites of districts and other government entities which are currently on SUAS. It is multilingual. Today you will have the inaugural in English, but we must all be conscious of the fact that English is not the language of the masses. English is not the language of so many people. So we are going to really make this scalable. We are going to reach out to citizens in languages which they understand. Therefore, the idea should be to demystify the operations of the court system and of the E-Committee. Before I really make the next part of my presentation, I must also tell you that this is a highly accessible website. Everyone, including those who have severe limitations of physical nature, have been enabled to use the website with assistive technologies. And we have taken the inputs of a very senior law college professor from Tamil Nadu and my own judicial law clerk, who I must acknowledge, who's Rahul Bajaj. He's a Rhodes Scholar from Oxford, who has returned to work with me for the year. And Rahul is visually challenged, and he has used his amazing abilities to give us some fantastic inputs for not merely this website, but for enhancing accessibility to the physically challenged in diverse areas of the operation of the court system. So thank you very much, Rahul, and thank you very much everyone who has contributed to it. My two colleagues, one from Mumbai, Justice Nitin Zamdar, with whom, of course, I had been a neighbor in one building in Mumbai, and my colleague on the erstwhile division bench of the Allahabad High Court, Justice Yashwant Verma, worked really beyond the call of duty in developing the content of the website. So my thanks to them. But above all, thanks to the team at NIC, led by the Director General, Ms. Neeta Verma, the Deputy Director General, Alka Mishra, and Team NIC at Pune, led by Ashish Shiradonkar, which really deals with almost every aspect of the troubleshooting, the vision, the analysis, the feedback, the responsiveness of the work of the E-Committee. Now, having said this, let me tell you very briefly that there are 3 different user access points which this website has provided. We have envisaged providing an access to members of the public, the citizens. That's the first and basic level. The second thing that we have done is that we have provided access in this website for judicial officers, the district judges in particular. And third, access to the High Court judges. The High Courts have an ownership over this website. They can publish their own e-initiatives on their page. Some remarkable work is being done by the High Courts, whether it is Brother Sivagnanam in Tamil Nadu, whether it is Arvind Kumar in Karnataka, whether it was Brother Bindal when he was a judge of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Some remarkable work going on all over the country. I'm not naming everybody here, but some remarkable work which is going on in the High Courts, which is not available. People don't know about it. When you mention it, people are taken by surprise at the kind of initiatives which are being taken by the High Courts. By the Madhya Pradesh High Court, Justice Satish Sharma is available, Justice Rajiv Shabdar from the Delhi High Court. So remarkable initiatives in all these High Courts and more. So the idea was for us to allow High Courts to upload onto the website the work which they are doing within their own High Court and within their own states. So hopefully, as just we are now moving to a marketplace of ideas, we will generate more competition amongst High Courts to excel each other and to inform the nation at large of the initiatives which they are pursuing. But quite apart from that, it's very important, I believe, that judges must share. We must share from each other's experiences. We must tell each other's in the High Courts on what new initiatives are being adopted. And therefore, this is going to be one central point in which High Courts can upload what they are doing. Sister Geeta Mittal is here from Jammu and Kashmir. And ever so often, Geeta tells me about some remarkable work which she is doing for ensuring connectivity to what we call in the E-Committee the TNF, technically not feasible websites, the technically not feasible sites. Now, it's all right that the Chief Justice of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court talks to me personally, but that's not enough. We need to inform the nation. We need to inform citizens about the steps which are being constantly taken for the purpose of ICT governance in the Indian judiciary. So this is all part of the citizen-centric services. One can get links and details about e-court services, the NJDG, High Court services, virtual courts, e-court services mobile app, SMS push and pull, automated email services, the district court portal, e-Seva Kendras, e-Pay, and e-filing. Now, having said this, let me also tell you that there are some remarkable citizen-centric services which are being provided by the E-Committee under the cooperation of the Department of Justice and the NIC Pune. Several of these services are offered through different delivery channels, like the services website, mobile apps, SMS push and pull, kiosks, citizen service centers, NJDG. Now, the NJDG is a platform where we have features involving the pendency across the nation. Up to recently, it was available only for the district judiciary. At the last E-committee meeting, the Learned Attorney General for India inaugurated the linkage of the NJDG with all the high courts. And very soon, I hope, with the concurrence of the Honorable the Chief Justice of India, who's our patron in chief and silent supporter for the work of the E-committee, that we'll be able to get the Supreme Court also linked to the NJDG platform. Online deposits, virtual courts, and e-filing. So the facility is intended to provide for the initiatives of the high courts being shown across. Let me briefly tell you about the latest on the virtual courts platform. Now, virtual courts have been implemented in Delhi, namely both the traffic as well as the CCTV. They have been implemented in various other areas, such as in Haryana, in Chennai, in Pune, in Kerala, and in Karnataka, in Bangalore. Now, we have found that proceedings in virtual courts have been completed in 16,51,547 cases as of now. And the fine which has been paid is in 8,61,290 cases. The total fine which has been collected is 105 crores 25 lakhs up to date. And violators who have chosen to contest the cases are about 51,457. Insofar as the NJDG is concerned, we now have data from all the high courts. The High Court of Bombay, Justice Nitin Zamdar told me this morning that the data from the High Court of Bombay has also been migrated. Delhi has migrated. Madhya Pradesh has migrated. We had tremendous cooperation from the Madhya Pradesh High Court recently in ensuring that the data from the Madhya Pradesh High Court is also uploaded on the NJDG. My colleague, Mr. Kuldeep Kushwaha, has worked extensively to achieve that end. And as I said, now we are left with a few benches, Nagpur bench, Goa, and perhaps Lucknow in Allahabad. And Justice Keshwani is here, so I'm sure he and Yashwant Verma will ensure that Lucknow is also online. Let me give you a brief idea of the number of cases which were instituted and disposed of during the COVID time, because it's of some significance to us. Between 24th of March to the 28th of August, 2020, in the past 4 months, for the district judiciary, I'm talking of the district judiciary, I'm not going to talk about my own court, because somebody will say that, well, I'm putting forth the case of my own court. The figures of the Supreme Court show the extensive amount of work which has been done by our registry. But let me tell you about the district courts as well, which represent the mass of the nation. The total number of cases registered were 28,66,089 in this period of the COVID lockdown. The cases disposed of in our district courts were 12,69,661. So let us remind ourselves that when international courts have been talking in single-digit figures, we are talking in hundreds and thousands of cases which have been disposed of by our courts. Leading that has been the Supreme Court of India, which has, of whose statistics I have recently spoken of. The number of cases, the number of benches, the Supreme Court has interacted with over 50,000 lawyers in this period of the lockdown. So quite apart from the 15,000 cases which we have been able to attend to, as many as 50,000 lawyers have been able to access the services of the Supreme Court of India during the course of the lockdown. This is, I believe, a unique achievement of the judicial system. So very often you hear criticism. For a change, let's talk about the positives of the judicial system. It's very, very easy to criticize because criticism, has that little element of curiosity. But let us all talk about the positives of the judicial system, because this is the kind of work which is being done for the benefit of the citizens of the nation. Let me tell you about some of the services which we are providing. The services portal provides for about 25 lakh hits daily. There are 25 lakh hits per day on the services portal. The mobile app has recorded 43 lakh downloads. SMS push and SMS pull, Mr. Shiradonker has given me the latest figures. 35,000 SMSs are sent every single day. Automated emails, 350,000 emails are sent every day across the nation by the eCourts project. Let me talk about transparency, which is implicit in the system of the NJDG, which my learned predecessor, Justice Lokur, had initiated and which we have taken forth thereafter. Among the 635 districts, we have 3,265 court complexes in India. The number of establishments is 7,158. As I said, 3,265 court complexes, 7,158 establishments. The total number of pending cases in the NJDG are as many as 3 crore 39 lakh 54,183. 3 crore 34 lakh cases. We have data about 3 crores 39 lakh cases. Cases disposed of whose we have data on the NJDG, 9 crore 91 lakh disposed of cases are reflected in terms of data on the NJDG. The total number of cases available on the NJDG, 13 crore 63 lakh cases. Data of 13 crore 63 lakh cases is available on the NJDG. The total number of orders, both interim orders and final orders, which are available today on the storehouse of the NJDG, including all the high courts now, as well as the district courts, is 12 crore 53 lakh 82,120 orders. To make it short, 12.53 crore orders are available. For the high courts, for the 25 high courts, we have 49 lakh 26,000 cases which are pending. Data of 2 crore 72 lakh cases is available insofar as the high courts are concerned. Now, what I want to impress upon the Chief Justices is that the E-Committee has provided you this mine of data. This is really now something which is in your hands as Chief Justices, as chairpersons of the computer committees, as administrative judges of various districts in your states. I know, for instance, UP is such a large state. Several other states which are almost similar in size, but no state is less than the other. So what I want to emphasize upon you is this, that the data which you have in the NJDG will give you amazing tools for management of litigation within. For instance, take one case like the Buldhana district in Maharashtra. You have on the NJDG data about how many cases have been stayed by the High Court emanating from the Buldhana district of Maharashtra. You have how many cases have been stayed by the Supreme Court involving that particular district, or take any district in Madhya Pradesh or any district in any other state, West Bengal. So the Chief Justices can use this data to ensure those cases which really require to be attended immediately. This is now a gold mine of data for the management of litigation, which we have provided not merely at the fingertips of individual litigants, but for the Chief Justices themselves in the management of litigation. One of the recent additions in the NJDG is that we have provided marking of reasons for delay. Why does delay take place? For example, I began just a short while back with the Buldhana district in Maharashtra. The Buldhana District Court of Maharashtra on the NJDG has 140 cases which are delayed because the matters have been stayed by the High Court, and the oldest case is 28 years old. In 9,324 cases, the accused is absconding in the Buldhana district and taluka courts, and the oldest case was filed in 1963 and is 56 years old. Now, if we consider that the accused was 18 years of age in 1963, that accused today would have attained the age of 74 years. So this is also an indicator that so much of our statistics are really statistical in nature. We really need to touch those cases to weed out these cases from the backlog. Let me give you another example. The Vidisha District Court of Madhya Pradesh, we have one case which is pending for the last 10 years, which has been stayed by the Supreme Court. So you can see how the drill down features of the NJDG give you data at your command. So we know that there is one case from Vidisha which has been stayed by the Supreme Court, which is pending for the last 10 years. So we may request the High Court, this is a request from the E-Committee, the High Court to enter the reasons for delay in all the pending cases, especially which are more than 2 years old. This would help us in classifying the cases and to assist in the decision making. And I believe that with this kind of a facility, we are working very closely. The Secretary General of the Supreme Court has developed the concept of a war room for the accumulation and use of data on a real-time basis in the Supreme Court. And I think these sort of tools would be very, very valuable, both also to the Supreme Court in this process. For managing the COVID-19 litigation, Team NIC at Pune has given us a COVID management patch. The COVID management patch allows the principal district judges to do smart allocation of cases, so that you will, what happened was when COVID, the lockdown took place, a lot of cases were adjourned en bloc. Now, after the lockdown gradually now has ended and courts are returning back to normal, there is possibility of a large number of cases being filed across the country. So it's important for the principal district judges to reschedule the hearing of the cases in such a manner that we don't create fresh problems for society by the overcrowding in the courts. Now, the COVID management patch, which the E-Committee has developed, will allow all the district judges to ensure that there is smart scheduling of cases. Just to give you one example, this ensures that the occupancy of a lawyer not merely in that particular court is shown, but in multiple other courts is shown. So you need not schedule the same case, cases involving the same lawyer at the same time in multiple courts. So it's a very sophisticated system which has been developed by the Team NIC in Pune. We have also tried to integrate various other features, including e-payments, e-filing, the national service and tracking of electronic processes, interoperable criminal justice system. There are facilities for judicial officers, including SMS alerts and the Justice mobile app. The last thing which I want to say before I conclude is that one of our initiatives today is the interoperable criminal justice system. And as part of ICJS, which is a joint project of the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Department of Justice, and the Supreme Court of India, we are integrating every element of the criminal justice administration, namely the prisons, the police, the court system, and forensic science labs. We have been able to achieve a great deal of progress on ICJS. Fortunately for us, the state governments have been very, very cooperative with us in this area. Of course, India being such a diverse and a vast country, there is a greater amount of progress in some states, less amount of progress in other states, but that does not worry me. All states are cooperating with us to the extent of their own means. One of the things that we have suggested to the Chief Justice in a letter which I wrote recently, is that if each Chief Justice of the High Court would please coordinate with their governments, the Chief Secretaries, and ensure that one nodal IPS officer is assigned in that state to complete the task of integration and migration. That will substantially help us. In the last E-Committee meeting, we had proposed that we will induct an IPS officer into the E-Committee for that purpose. The Learned Chief Justice of India has also approved our minutes, so that we will have not merely the judicial officers who are manning this process, but from the side of the prisons and the police, we will have competent personnel from the side of the state governments and the government of India who will help us in achieving a full integration of the system. With that, I really will conclude what I wanted to say. I didn't only talk about SUAS for the simple reason that these are few opportunities which we get to showcase the work which we are doing. I'd like to thank all the Chief Justices for their cooperation, for setting up the virtual courts. Many of you are working under very adverse conditions, which I know of personally, and my compliments to you for keeping the flag flying amongst all of you and amongst the nation in such difficult times when we have been working through the pandemic. Finally, I'll conclude again by thanking the Director General of the NIC and her entire team. My thanks to Mr. Barun Mitra, of the Secretary, who is the Secretary in the Department of Justice. They've been constantly encouraging the process of the functioning of the E-Committee. Mr. Barun Mitra has just informed me this afternoon that 4 high priority projects which we have identified in the E-Committee, including the work of setting up the E-Seva Kendras in every complex in the country, in every court complex in the country, has been sanctioned a budget by the Government of India, so that we will start launching the E-Seva Kendra project and ensure that in every court complex, we have a full range of e-services available at the fingertips of the litigant. So therefore, we need not then tell a litigant that, well, if you don't have a smartphone, if you don't have access to computers, you will not have access to technology. I think that's no answer to a citizen. So the idea of setting up the e-Seva Kendras is to provide these facilities in every court complex, so that we have not merely this data which is available, not merely the technology which is available, but we are providing now our services to citizens who can access them in the e-Seva Kendras, which we will be setting up as part of the current ongoing phase of the e-Courts project. Thank you very much for being here. The Attorney General, I thank you very much, sir, for your guidance, your continued support, which is indicated by his presence on an evening like this after he's completed his work for the day. Thank you very much for all of you for being here. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lordship. Now we come to the end of this session. As I always say, this is a teamwork and there is a long list of people who are inspiring us. So I thank, starting from the chairperson, vice chairperson, Honorable Justice Madan P. Logur, who is also present to encourage us. The website committee judges, Honorable Mr. Justice Nitin Jamdar and Honorable Mr. Justice Ashwant Verma, who has tirelessly worked. And I thank each one of the Chief Justices who has graced this function with their presence this evening, the chairmen of the computer committees of all high courts, the computer committee members, and our invitee members of E-Committee, starting from Attorney General, Solicitor General, our Secretary General of Supreme Court, the invitee members of E-Committee consisting of Barun Mitra, Secretary, Department of Justice, all have been the standing pillars. And I also thank the NIC team led by Dr. Neeta Verma, Mr. S.B. Singh, Ashish, Alka Mishra, Durga Prasad, and also the Vision Committee members who are also present, the Registrar Generals, and the Central Project Coordinator, and not the least, the number of persons who are watching live in the YouTube. So for all of you, it's a big thank you. And you all can access our website. The address is https ecommittee.sci.gov.in. You can log in and see the website. We will keep growing and moving towards excellence. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
She is such a